Hi everyone, this is Shar from Teach with Shar, and I have a video for you today. Hopefully it won't be too long. Hopefully I can do this in about 10 minutes or less. We shall see. But let's get started. I just wanted to show you how to customize and accessorize your Bitmoji. Yes, you can do these things in the Bitmoji app, but you're also very limited as to what you can do. So looking at the Bitmoji that I have here, I've added a pearl earring to her, as well as an Apple Watch and a shopping bag and a little puppy. So these are just simple things that you can do just to give you some starting ideas. The only issue you may run into is that since she is at a slight angle, you might have a hard time, like if you want to put a necklace on her or a hat, things like that. So just keep that in mind when you are trying to accessorize your Bitmoji outside of the app. I was reading that I guess when Bitmoji was a part of the Bit strips, then you could do the jewelry and things, but once it changed over to its own Bitmoji like app that's separate from the comic strips, they took away that feature. Hopefully that's something that they bring back, so we'll see. Okay, here we have a before and after of a that I did an edit for. Sorry, I was trying to think of the right word. So on the left, I used the keyword wrong, and that is how I found this Bitmoji with the search box. I really like this for doing any type of Google slide presentation where my students will need to go and actually do a Google search. That way they know exactly what they're typing in the search box and there's no confusion. I can't tell you how many times I've told sixth graders to search this and they're putting the entire question instead of keywords, and then they struggle with trying to find the good websites to go to and things like that. So a simple edit, all I did was use a white rectangle and a white circle, and that is what gives the illusion of like a white background. And then I just used the text box to type in STEM careers. Here I created pretty much a board that I will use to introduce the TEK of the day or TEK of the week that we're focusing on. I'm in Texas, so that is our content standards. So here I have a science TEK, and I also have a picture that's representing what the TEK is about. I will try to always include a picture. I just think they'll be able to kind of make a connection. This is something quick where they could go in and say where the potential and kinetic energy is. Like this could be a labeling picture that I could use later on, so they've already seen it. This Bitmoji was found with the keyword marker. It did have other things with it, so you would need to use remove.bg to erase whatever you don't want. I wanted just the marker and the Bitmoji, so I took everything out. This one I still need to work on. I think I want to change this Bitmoji that I chose. I just don't like her pose. It's supposed to be a thinking pose, but it kind of looks a little negative, so I want to make her look a little happier. But this I will create for the students so that way they can keep up with their login information digitally. I also had to create this cork board. I couldn't find one that I really liked, and the reason why I created it is because I try to use commercial free images so that way I don't have to run into any issues with copyright, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. The next image here that I have, I just wanted to create a master slide. I can do another video on that as well. When you use the master slides feature in Google Slides, essentially what you're doing is building a background that will be on your slides and the students won't be able to access it at all. Here I just have something simple to find the following terms. The students will just go in, add their text box, and define these words. I added this index card here, so this was not a part of the Bitmoji. If you look closely, you can see the difference between the clarity of the two images. Here's that same exact Bitmoji, so the pencil. There was something with this, I just can't remember what it was. I do have the keywords that I used. Once I get out of presentation mode, I can go back and tell you what they were. This one, I wanted to create a digital sticker that I could use for if students were submitting their work to me. This is something that I could send back to them either through an email or if they send me a Google Docs, I can edit it and I can put this sticker on there that way. On the right, I wanted to create some speech bubbles. Bitmoji does have speech bubbles already, but I wanted to create my own. So I added this speech bubble, and then I just used a text box to type that. And I love this because you can definitely type whatever you want to fit in here. All right, let's talk about this. There's a lot going on here. Before I forget, let's see, sign. The keyword for this one was sign. This one was think. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do this. So I got a lot going on here. I'm so sorry. Let me move this out of the way. All right, so let's focus on these two right here. This is the before. So what I did is I went into remove.bg and I removed the what's new. And then when I downloaded the image that I was satisfied with, I came back here and then I inserted a poster. This is essentially what I'm going to be using it for, this pose. I have some STEM posters that I want to introduce to the students that first week of school. And so I'll just use this to talk about the different posters and acronyms and things that we'll use in class. This one, a real quick way for you to edit this one. You can't do this with all of them, but some of them you can. I still haven't removed the background, but I wasn't worried about that. I want to be able to type what I want right here. Now, if I was on my iPad, I could have used my Procreate app, which is very similar to Adobe Photoshop, and I could have just removed the purple and then just added the text. But since I'm on the computer, this is the fastest way. I just used a white rectangle, and it's not lined up properly just for the sake of time, and then I typed out what I wanted it to say. And now I have a customized sign for my Bitmoji. Now if I were to use this in another page, I would want to group these together so that when I move them, everything would stay together. Now I'm going to show you how to edit this one. So I've already uploaded it here. This is the original, what it looks like before. The background is automatically removed when you upload it to this website. But I want to go in here and I want to get rid of the part that says good week. And so I'm going to increase the brush size. And then I'll just go in and delete all of this because I don't need this. I want to actually use this Bitmoji for our weekly agenda just so that they know what to expect for the week. If you look closely, you'll see that there's some parts of this that are missing. So I'm just going to go in with the restore brush and add those back. I like how it looks, so now I'm going to download the image. Then I can come back here and then I can upload the image. When I make this larger, you can see that it has no background and it is free of the good week. Excuse me. All right, now I have one more thing to show you. This is a image from Bitmoji. and I really like it. I love the little scenery. Oh, I'm sorry. I love the scenery, but I wanted to make my own. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. So this is the one from the app. This is one that I created. So I'm going to show you how you can create this. A reason that you would want to create something like this is maybe if you want to do a sentence, a story starter for your students, you can do that for them. Make your own with your Bitmoji. You can make comic strips, things. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with these little cartoon sceneries. So all you have to do is get your image, search the web, and I'm searching from within Google Slides, and I just typed in Google Scenery, and I have that camping one right there. So I'll just drag that in here. Now I could crop this and make it smaller, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to do that. I want to take her. Well, it's not cooperating. There we go. All right, and then now I can sit her here, or I can take her a little further back. There. Move this off to the side here. Okay, and then present. And then now you can see I have a whole new scenery. And then you can have the students come up with a story that goes along with this, or they can create comic strips. I cannot talk today. And if you would like, you can go ahead and get a whole bunch of different scenes, and you can also put different poses of your Bitmoji into the Google slide, and then you can just tell them to delete out what they don't want and just create their own comic strip. There's a lot you can do with this. So hopefully that helps. That gives you guys some more ideas on how to use your Bitmojis. As always, don't forget to reach out to me with any questions that you might have, and I will answer them as quickly as I can. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.